Good morning, everyone. We're starting off this morning, a lot of us dry, but some of us seeing freezing drizzle and freezing rain move back into the Ozarks as this system wraps around and starts to pull off to the north and to the east. We still have winter weather warning or winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings in effect for today. This winter storm warning goes until 3 o'clock. The winter weather advisory goes until noon. Seeing reports of generally 1/10 of an inch to at most 1/4 of an inch of ice from what we saw through the overnight hours. Temperatures, they're sitting in the lower 30s. It's 31 right now in Springfield, and they're not going to budge a whole lot today. They're going to get stuck right around freezing with that wintry mix possible. And as this system, again, starts to pull out to the north and east, it's going to wrap around some colder air, and I think we'll see some snow flurries as we head throughout the rest of the day today. So some slick spots will be possible with those snow chances this afternoon, minor accumulations. We have more snow showers on Saturday, and that will bring some minor accumulations again. So by the time all is said and done, I think we'll have picked up about 1/2 inch of snow by the time the snow wraps up for the day on Saturday. Both days, today and tomorrow, are going to be cold in the 30s. We're close to 50 on Sunday, and that's the first day of our warming trend up into the middle 50s as we head into Monday and Tuesday with plenty of sunshine. By Wednesday and Thursday, we could see some showers as another system moves in, and those temperatures, they'll be in the 40s.
All right, Beth, thank you. And we have been hearing about that freezing rain all morning today. We are checking in now once again with Caller 10's Nigel McDonald, who has been out on the roads this morning. Nigel, you're not in the car right now. Where are you, and how are roads looking out there right now?
Yeah, General, good morning. We've taken our Caller 10 live drive to the streets, and we are at the intersection of Highway 65 and Highway 44. And so right now, roads are pretty clear, but the grass is covered in ice. Take a look at this. This is actually a piece of the grass that we were able to pick up. So it's very icy on the patches of grass on the highway. So that might be something to keep in mind. It's very cold out here. So if you do not have to get out today, then I would recommend not doing so. But if you do have to get out today, make sure that you're keeping in mind that you're giving yourself enough time to make it to your destination. Be mindful that you will see MoDOT trucks more than likely out on the highway, so make sure you're giving them enough space to do their job. Also, when you wake up this morning and you head out to your car, you might notice a thin layer of ice on your windshield, but with the wet rain and precipitation, it's kind of easy to kind of slide that off, so that shouldn't take you too long. Also, that MoDOT Traveler's Map. That is going to be something that's very handy for you today. If you don't already have it downloaded on your phone, I recommend going ahead and downloading it. This will give you roadway conditions, and it's updated very frequently. So that way, let's say in Springfield, roads might be clear, but you're traveling today, going to Kansas City or somewhere else, and roads might not look the same there. So that's a good thing to have on hand for you. Again, make sure you have that winter weather kit in your car with things like water, maybe some snacks, and even some extra clothing, items of clothing as well. But for the most part, roads seem to be clear, but as Beth has been saying all morning, this could be changing, so make sure you're mindful of that. Stick with Caller 10 all day long. Reporting live in Springfield, Nigel McDonald, Ozarks First.
All right, Nija, thank you. And keeping you updated, we want to take a look at the Springfield City Utilities outage map right now. With that ice that Nija was showing us, that can also accumulate on power lines, leading to some down lines and power outages. Right now, 5,500 people are without power, and these are City Utilities customers. This has been about the same for the past 2 hours or so. We'll keep an eye out on this map throughout the morning and keep you updated. Again, about 5,500 City Utility customers are without power right now. Putting crime into focus this morning, police continue investigating a double homicide that happened in northwest Springfield yesterday. A woman and a child were killed. 2 young girls were injured, and a suspect is in custody this morning. Officers responded to the 2000 block of West Scott shortly before 1 p.m. yesterday and found the 2 girls injured. They went inside the home, and that's where they found a woman and a boy, both dead inside the house. The suspect was taken into custody a few blocks away after a short search. The 2 girls were taken to the hospital, one with critical, life-threatening injuries. Making news around the region, people gathered in Kansas City last night to light candles and pray for grieving families who lost a loved one to violence in 2020. Elected officials and Kansas City Police Chief Rick Smith were among the speakers. Some families who lost loved ones were also there.
I am 19 years old. Half of these people on this list were my classmates. This senseless violence has to stop.
2020 was the deadliest year on record in Kansas City. The previous record was 151 deaths set in 2017 and matched in 2019. A 16-year-old is in the hospital after a shooting inside a suburban mall in Independence, Missouri. Off-duty police officers working security heard the gunshots. They found the teenager with a gunshot wound to the leg. One person was arrested. Police say there could be more suspects. A Webster Groves, Missouri family has lost their home after a New Year's Eve fire. The fire started in the rear of the home and then went into the attic. 2 people were inside at the time. One person had to go to the hospital for minor injuries. Still no word on what caused this fire. Looking at news from around America, the Minneapolis Police Department released body cam footage of Wednesday night's fatal shooting of a black man during a traffic stop. The footage shows multiple cop cars surrounding a white vehicle, blocking it from exiting the parking lot. An officer approaches the car with his gun raised, yelling "hands up" and "police" before shots are fired. Now, and then you can hear the gunshots going off there, breaking the driver's side window of the suspect's car, ultimately killing him. Police claim the man was a felony suspect and that he fired at them first. This incident comes as the police and community continue to work on their relationship after the death of George Floyd earlier this year. A former pharmacist in Wisconsin has been arrested for allegedly destroying 570 doses of the Moderna vaccine on purpose. The former pharmacist now faces 3 different felony charges. Police say he knew those received the sabotaged vaccines would think they had been vaccinated when they were not. Advocate Aurora, the company the pharmacist was employed with, says at first they believe their pharmacist spoiled 570 COVID-19 vaccine doses by leaving them unrefrigerated by accident.
The individual was suspended and, after multiple interviews over the course of the week, admitted yesterday to intentionally removing the vaccine from refrigeration.
Aurora says 57 people received ruined vaccines and they have all been notified. In our political coverage this morning, 4 more Missouri Republican lawmakers say they will object to electoral college votes that have been certified by some states. Next week, Congress will convene to discuss the results of the presidential election. But now, Representative Jason Smith, Vicky Hartzler from Missouri, Sam Graves, and Billy Long, also from Missouri, say they will speak up on January 6th. The group claims state election laws were broken, and Missouri Senator Josh Hawley will also object.
You've got 74 million Americans who feel disenfranchised, who feel like their vote doesn't matter, and this is the one opportunity that I have as a United States Senator. This process right here, my one opportunity to stand up and say something.
However, this is very unlikely that this objection will overturn the results, with the House being controlled by the Democrats, and we'll keep following that as it happens. We also want to show you one last time before we leave this morning the outage map, city utilities. We last showed you about 5,500 people are without power right now. They lost power overnight. We'll keep following that. Hopefully everybody gets their power back up today, but these conditions will continue throughout the day, right, Beth?
Yeah, so right now we're getting a little bit of a break, not as heavy of freezing rain that we saw through the overnight hours. That's where that accumulating ice came from. We've got some freezing drizzle now, and I think as we head through the day today, some freezing rain and some snow will also cause some hazardous and slick travel, especially on those bridges and overpasses. So that's just something to keep an eye on for the day today. If you could stay home, I recommend it. If you have to go out, just use caution. Tomorrow, snow showers again a possibility as another system comes through. Both days in the 30s. We'll start our warming trend as we head into the beginning of next week with temperatures in the middle 50s.
Sounds good. That warming trend. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Beth. Thank you for starting 2021 with us here on Daybreak. We'll see you for more news at midday.